1, 2, 3. Oh.
Yes.
There's the power of 7 sounds.
Yeah, you see stars for a second.
I'm just filtering the fixer. Just get any little particles and dust out of there.
An old artist.
Oh yeah.
I grew up with film first and then digital came along. And I tried to dive into that a little bit, but it just didn't lighten these sparks really for me. And it wasn't until I got into sort of the antique processes, like the tintype stuff, where it's way before I was around and no one ever touches it since, you know, the early 1900s maybe. It's sort of like learning history by doing something that you've never done before.
Everything kind of comes in its time, but film never went away. There really is something magical about it, to be able to take something, capture it, develop it, and make it happen with your hands.
This is specialty slide film, which we're the only ones in Virginia that develop it, as far as I know. This positive film rather than negative film, it's so beautiful.
Colors are true to the image.
If you're not careful, you can mix up the chemicals, though. That's never a good thing.
First thing when I moved here, I asked everybody that's in the arts community, like, hey, where do I go to get my film developed? And they're like, you don't. You send it off to California or Kansas or something in the mail. The experience of working with a film lab is a lot different than just taking it to a Walgreens, you know? Somebody who understands the process, understands the craft behind it. It's a feeling, and as soon as you start to try to describe it, it starts slipping through your fingers. Something that kind of defies explanation a little bit, but there's a depth as to something that is real. Something that isn't just on a screen. Something that's like, you know, made with silver and chemicals and light.
I have already got one in mind. It is that one. Bring this down, close up the light so we don't get too much light.
When you strip color away from an image, it's just kind of left with a bare bones. It's just light and shadow, form, contrast. And because it's not the way that we see every day, it kind of takes you out of that reality into sort of a different reality.
It's not too bad for a quick one.
I feel like film understands me, if that makes sense. I shot a lot of digital stuff in the past, and I have thousands of photos on my hard drive that I don't even look at anymore. So it's like, I don't know, I'd probably shoot less than I do now if film didn't exist.
Got quite a smell to it. Right now I'm just waiting for 3 minutes on my trusty app. Black and white film isn't as strict on time, but color film is. And I just learned that recently. It looked like it's dying, and now it's coming back thanks to like kids my age who barely got a glimpse of it and, you know, don't want it dying on them. Okay. That's about where I opened the camera. And then we got a few more shots out of it.
Alright.
My cat down there. Not that bad. Pretty good. For a few months old, thought they were all gone.
Do not move, dog. Stay.
And in the same way that we're building a business, we're also contributing to like a community of artists that needed to come together as ragtag as we could to make things.
We got love that we'll never need to hide.